My biggest regret in life that I haven't taken a year to travel.
I don't think it's easy to move to Australia.
There's kind of a thing going around. People think like there's snakes and spiders everywhere.
I went into Perth and asked people if they would rather travel more, save more, or work more. And if there was one specific trip that changed their view of life, and if moving to Australia is really as easy as it seems on social media sometimes. Here's what they said. If you could travel back in time, would you rather travel more, work more, or save more?
Travel more for sure, definitely. I really regret my biggest regret in life that I haven't taken a year to travel. Yeah, I went straight from the uni to work, and I really regret that.
Save more so I can travel more.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think to make the most of traveling and seeing the world while we're young, and then sort of work later on, so that you can enjoy like everything to the full effect almost.
I think work more before for travel more. Work more for travel more, you know?
I have to say I've done quite a bit of travel in my days, which is pretty good. I lived abroad for a year, which was sick. So I'd probably say save a little bit more so that I could use it to go on bigger trips because I was a little bit held back by my monetary accomplishments at the time. So yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better to save more, but it's not as easy, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely travel more, man. Because one thing about money is that's something you can build up, but with time, right? You only have that much of time, you know. So yeah, definitely travel, man. Just for the experience. Yeah.
I'd really say I'll travel more and spend more, rather than like say life is short, brother, right? So it's better to spend, travel, and live your life.
Definitely travel more. Yeah, for sure.
Nice. Good answer. And why?
I just feel like you could always save more, you could always work more, but I suppose you need more time to travel. And as you get older, it's harder to travel sort of more adventurous places. So the more you travel as you're younger, the better.
Probably travel more, yeah, for sure.
Why exactly travel?
Gives you new perspective on life, and just gives you good experiences. Yeah.
A quick practical note, because this is one of the boring travel things people usually skip. I use SafetyWings for my travel medical insurance when I'm abroad. The plan is called Nomad Insurance Essential, and it's built for people traveling and living between different countries. Depending on the policy, it can include things like a liable medical treatment overseas, hospital stays, emergency evacuation, and some travel-related use cases like delays or lost luggage. You can scan the QR code or use my affiliate link in the description. If you want to check it out, read the details properly and see if it fits your own trip.
Would you say there was like one specific trip that changed your view of life in some kind of way?
100%. So when I lived abroad, I lived in Amsterdam for a year. And that was genuinely so insane. And it was so much fun. And I think it really opened my eyes to just how small Perth actually is, because I've lived here my whole life. So getting to live in such an open country, and it was like everyone is just so open-minded there. So I really think I took a lot of their thinking patterns and brought that back to home. And I've tried to implement those patterns into my like everyday life here, which makes living in Perth way more enjoyable.
Yeah, so we've just been to Vietnam. Literally
yeah.
got here yesterday. And definitely Vietnam's very different to here, UK, Western world. Like the culture's so different. Yeah, so it's really eye-opening.
Yeah.
Trip to Australia 3 years ago. That's when we decided we want to move here.
I think it was Thailand. Thailand, because Thailand is like GTA. You know the game, the video game.
Oh yeah.
It's like you can do everything when you want. You can go to the club, leave the club, and go to the massage. Everything is really like you are really free, you know, like in Thailand. But just the liberty, seriously, it's, for me, is the one thing, the only one thing, and the best thing.
One trip of my life. Man, my first trip to Australia. My first trip overseas, I came here, come to Perth, and I love it. I love it here. I fuck with Perth. It's my city. Yeah. Yeah, you know, just I'm Chinese, so I was born in China. I come to a different country, experience different culture, and yeah, I like it. I dig it, man. Yeah.
Oh, definitely, 100%. Yeah, ever since I started traveling, I started meeting a lot more people and getting more opportunities.
Not necessarily a specific trip. I think every trip changes your view, whether it's small or big. Yeah.
Yeah, probably my Europe trip I went to 2 years ago. Yeah.
How did it change your view?
We visited lots of different countries, and you saw lots of different people, food, their cultures, and things like that.
Do you think it is easy to move to Australia? And if you think so, why?
I don't think it's easy to move to Australia. Like for myself, I was on a student visa, that's right. I was working in my native country, and when I came here, I have to study and work alongside with that. So it wasn't an easy transition, working like moving to Australia. As of now, it's not that easy as of now as well, right? Working and managing everything, like starting from scratch. So it's not that easy.
For me, anyways, from anyone coming from Europe, it's definitely a whole lot easier, and I would definitely recommend coming to Australia. 100%.
Nice.
Probably depends from what country you come from, your background, what trade you have, what can you provide for the economy. But yeah, I'd probably say it's a bit more difficult. But yeah.
It's pretty good. I'm pretty adaptive, so yeah, everything is pretty smooth transition wise, and people here are pretty nice. You know, me and you are having a nice conversation right now. You're very friendly. You know.
Thank you, man. You too.
Yeah, good looking people here. Look at
Look at him.
yeah.
About because me, I do the sport very well. I'm not big sportive, but I like that. And everyone do sports, everyone. And I didn't feel something like, oh you're black, I'm real black, you know, like oh you're black, oh you're from France. Just these two things do the difference between here and the Europe, and it's why I like Australia.
Well, we're not from Australia. We're British, so probably because it's a lot more expensive than other economies.
Was it like similar to the UK for you, or was it a big culture shock?
Very similar, but again, like some things are much more expensive than the UK.
We just moved 2 months ago, so we're still in the process.
Oh, congratulations! That's nice.
Yeah, the prices.
The prices.
Especially the prices for daycare and the rent, and it's quite expensive.
That's the same for me. Like the expenses just caught me off guard,
Yeah,
especially accommodation and groceries. Yeah, very much.
It's much. It's a lot of money.
100%.
But it's worth.
What do you think social media doesn't show the people that are moving to Australia? Something that caught you off guard, which you didn't know about?
Social media is fake, right? It's
agree.
totally fake.
Yeah.
People don't show their struggles, right? People should be like aware of that thing from the social media, right?
100%. I agree. Awesome. Thank you so much.
For Australia, I think there's kind of a thing going around. People think like there's snakes and spiders everywhere. Like, I think they need to start showing that it's actually not like that around the city areas. Like, I'm sure there would be like that around some of the rural towns, something. But yeah, that's about it, really.
I think specifically Perth, I think people come for the coastline and then realize that there is a bit more to Perth than just the coastline. Like we've got some really cool stuff. Like I love going to see all of the exhibits at the art centre just in the city. And I think whilst the CBD is pretty small, there's a lot to do here, and there is a good nightlife here when you find the right things, which I don't think a lot of people realize. So yeah, it is, but it is more of a fun city that's more than just the coastlines, even though the coastlines are definitely the best part of Perth.
I love that answer. I love that answer. Great. Thank you so much. What stood out to me was that the people usually chose travel because you can earn the money back, but you can't earn the time back. And at the same time, moving to Australia can be fairly tricky, and it is not always as it is shown on social media. Let me know in the comments what you would rather do: travel, work, or save more. And if you're interested or curious on how to move to Australia, I made a video about that. You could watch that right now.